Hey guys, if I had gotten to see you at school today, I definitely would have been wearing something silly like this. It's gotten a little leftover time, and I would have brought some of my Easter friends like this. Got Pooh Bear and Tigger and my Easter Bunny, and I definitely would have shared my favorite Easter story by you know who, Jan Brett, called The Easter Egg. Now, you know I've told you before, Jan Brett is an amazing storyteller, but she's also just a beautiful illustrator. And don't forget, when you look in the sides of all the pages, the illustrations tell a story. The Easter egg. Cheer up, cheer up. Spring is here. Time to start on my first ever Easter egg, Hoppy said. Each year, the bunny who decorated the winning egg got to help Easter Rabbit hide the eggs on Easter morning. Hoppy had been dreaming about being that bunny all year long. So now it was time to get started. Everywhere Hoppy looked, rabbits were working on dazzling eggs. I need an amazing idea, he thought. Hoppy spotted Flora Bunny planting spring wildflowers in her eggs. The Easter rabbit will love those colorful flowers, he thought. And he started picking flowers for his egg. Here's a basket for your flowers, Hoppy, Flora said. I noticed the other bunnies working hard in the edges there. Chop, chop, scrape, scrape. Hoppy spied Buster Birch carving a magnificent wooden egg. I wish I had some wood for my egg, he wished out loud. Here you go, Hoppy, Buster Birch said, and he put a smooth, round piece of wood in Hoppy's basket. Thank you, Buster, Hoppy said. Isn't that so kind? Everybody's trying to help out. I feel like people are doing more of that these days than they used to. Hoppy was hopping along when the smell of sweetness led him out of the woods and straight to the chocolate egg that Aunt Sassafras was decorating with creamy white frosting squiggles and bows. Hello, Hoppy, she said, and she put some chocolate squares in his basket. Hippity hop, Hoppy explained. I'll make the Easter rabbit a chocolate egg so sweet it will make his whiskers tingle. So see if you can think about the 3 things Hoppy has in his basket so far. I'm not going to tell you, see if you have to remember. Then Hoppy saw Granny Irony decorating one of her fabulous story eggs. First, she traced a design on the egg with a special tool. Then she dipped the egg in pots of yellow and green and orange and red dye, adding to the design each time. Hoppy couldn't believe his eyes. I'll never make an egg that beautiful, he told Granny Irony. She smiled. Try, she said, giving one of her special tools. And there's a trick too. If you have the chance to dye Easter eggs, if you use a crayon first before you put the dye on, just like we would do in art, it leaves a little white space, kind of a bit of magic. Hoppy was hopping by Hans Vander Rabbit's garden when he spotted an extraordinary egg. Hans was painting a portrait of the Easter rabbit. It was so real, he looked alive. That's pretty beautiful if you can't see that there. Fantastic, Hoppy exclaimed. Thank you, Hoppy, Hans said. Why don't you make a painting on your egg? And he gave Hoppy pots of paint and a fine brush. Oh, I just noticed these 2 in the corners kind of remind me of Miss Liss. Their painting outfits, or their paintings match their outfits, and she used to always match her outfits to what we were doing. Her strawberry days and her sunshine days. As Hoppy bounced along, a loud boing nearly knocked him off his feet. It was a whirling, twirling Mechanical egg. It's like a robot toy. Whoa, Hoppy said, that is an unusual egg. Would you like to make one? Roberto asked. Hoppy tried hard, but the harder he tried, the more parts and pieces piled up around him. Thank you, Roberto, he said, but I think I better make the egg that is just right for me. Oh, they're sticking together. There we go. Oh, look at that beautiful forest. That's what Cambria looks like. Hoppy hopped back to the woods and lay down under a tall tree to think. Kind of looks like Peter Rabbit snuggled in right there. Making a beautiful egg is harder than I imagined, he thought. I guess I don't have to win. I just want to make an egg I am proud of. I love when he comes to that realization. Just doing what makes you feel good. Suddenly, the woods rang with the squawking of birds, sounding an alarm. Mother Robin swooped down, calling wildly as if she couldn't decide where to go. An egg had tumbled out of Mother Robin's nest. Inside the perfect blue egg lay a baby robin that needed its mother to keep it warm until it hatched. Hoppy knew what he had to do. He sat down carefully and covered the blue egg with his soft, warm fur. I'll take care of you the best I can, he whispered, and relieved Mother Robin chirped and settled down on her other 2 eggs. Relieved means she is feeling very good and thankful that she knows her egg is protected. And don't bunnies, we got to pet Audrey's bunnies, don't they have the softest fur? That would be a good place for an egg to grow. Oh my. Look at all the things he's going through. Hoppy never left the robin's egg. If it was sunny and warm, he carefully turned the egg in its nest of moss. If it was rainy and cold, he kept the egg covered and dry. At night, wild animals passed by. Hoppy crouched down and stayed hidden in the ferns. Often he heard strange noises coming from above, but Hoppy didn't run away. If you look closely, you can see the owl and the fox, and he's trying so hard to be brave. Every day the rabbits worked on their eggs. Tadpoles turned into frogs, buds swelled into leaves, and Easter came closer and closer. Finally, it was time for the rabbits to take their eggs to the glen. They had forgotten all about Hoppy, who was quietly sitting on the blue egg under the tall tree in the woods. So there he is in the side story. They're all lined up with all those beautiful things they created. Early the next morning, the rabbits waited for the Easter rabbit. Suddenly, a beautiful wagon rolled toward them out of the mist. Wow! It stopped. The Easter bunny stepped down from the wagon and admired the decorated eggs, one by one. You have brought the most beautiful eggs in the world, but a very special one is not here, he told them. The rabbits were puzzled. Whose egg could it be? See whose egg it could be? Fill my wagon with your wonderful eggs, he said, and when I return, I will show it to you. And he disappeared into the woods. And so here's the nest with the shelves, and there's Hoppy. He came back with Hoppy looking scruffy and bedraggled. Hoppy had an amazing egg to be proud of, the Easter rabbit had told them. He has kept his mother robin's egg warm and safe until her baby bird hatched, and she could take care of it. The Easter rabbit placed the empty blue shell in the place of honor atop the wagon. Now they were ready to go. The rabbits cheered for the egg that surprised them all. "It's our best Easter ever, Hoppy," they shouted. Then the brave little bunny and the Easter rabbit rode off together to hide the eggs for boys and girls to find on Easter morning. Now, I included another link, and it's Jan Brett herself talking about writing this book. And when I was looking at it, I hadn't read this in a long time. And I just want you to notice, in particular, these little friends drawn with such detail. These are big, beautiful chickens with all the Easter rabbits. So pay special attention to that when you check out that website. Well, I sure miss you. Have a lovely Easter weekend. I hope to see you soon.